A conversation that'll really get people going: child support. And child support isn't just about the money, it's about the well being of the kids and the responsibilities that come with parenthood. And many of those responsibilities require money. But what happens when the system or attitudes or somebody's mama get in the way? And that creates a bigger battle than just paying the money. Let's get into some of the conversations that I saw over on Threads and in some of my own personal comment sections. I came across this post yesterday on Threads. Big Mama Lex says, imagine your baby mama asking for $500 a month for your 3-year-old, but you let your mama get in your head saying that's too much. Now you are court ordered to pay $900 a month. Congratulations, you played yourself. Women tend to ask for too little. Men need to pay more, because what the custodial parent is doing is way more, is worth way more, especially since the custodial parent is the one teaching them how to do stuff like tie your shoes, go to the bathroom, the one that has to take off work, the one that has to sacrifice so much more as far as time, energy, and resources, that this little $500, even the $900, is not enough. But Big Mama Lex started the conversation. Let's see what the rest of the comments look like. Loving Tamarin says, my sister's ex-husband remarried, and his new wife convinced him to challenge their arrangement. The judge added $600 to what he was already paying. He's sitting at over $3,000 a month now, all because he let the new wife get in his ear. Big Mama Lex says, my goodness. Edith Brown says, I did that. Took less than state child support guidelines. I also took all the debt and left him clean. He made low 6 figures in 2005. I made less than half. I had a second job in addition to my daytime job as a programmer. I slept only 3 nights a week. Jesus. He stopped paying and I took him to court. Judge effed him into the next century. Yes. Because let's keep it real. These dudes be acting like y'all break up, my responsibilities to these kids is over. That's the reason why you really do have to take them to court. And it's not even about being bitter or vindictive. If there's not a court order, many of these people will just say, nope, I'm not going to pay. Had that man just taken care of his responsibilities, she would not have taken him to court, and she would have taken less than she needed to. But like Big Mama Lex says, I love this song. I absolutely love this song as well. Lexi Nichols says, ooh, I have a good one. Back when I was 1, my mom and sperm donor made a verbal agreement he would send $300 a month. This was 1996. Not sure if that's a lot. Fast forward to 2010, I'm 15. He wants to stop paying completely because his wife is sick. My mom says, sorry, but this is your kid. You need to send that $300. He checks notes, told my mom, this isn't over. I'll see you in court. My mom and I show up on court day, not knowing I can't go in, so I sit outside and do homework while I wait. Around 30 minutes later, right when I'm considering not doing homework anymore, I hear this loud echoing slam. Everyone looked around like... A man about 25 feet away storms out, and I immediately thought to myself, that looks like my dad. So I pack up and head back to where I left mom. I'm about to round the corner when I almost slammed into her. Whoa there, Speedy, where's the fire? More like, where's the bomb? A couple of minutes ago, there was a scary loud sound. It was him. That's where mom informs me he tried every excuse and the judge wasn't having it. Sir, you clear $180,000 a year, not make it, clear it, meaning that is after taxes. I have men in the audience that make 1/3 of what you do yet pay 5 times more. So guess what? Today, in my court, you will sit down, be quiet, and listen. Judge did the math. He went from $300 to $1,300 per month because he never visited or alternated weekends, plus he never listed me as a dependent. Serving our country doesn't excuse you. Anyway, ladies and gents, moral of the story, if you think you can get away scamming the main parent of your kid, think again. If you think you can pay less, think again. If you think about going to court, think again. If you think you're special, think again. Just Just think again. Yeah. And keep in mind, he's the one that decided to go to court. Now, Jordan, a man, says, I would have told you, kiss my butt. I'm not paying you. I can take care of my child without giving mom a cent. And then this person says, did you read the post? And then attorney Nee says, that ego and bum attitude will have you with warrants and a suspended license. They really think that taking care of their child is going to be less than $500 a month or less than $900 a month. They are so super duper silly. He responds to attorney Niece saying, how's that a bum attitude? Why I gotta pay the mom to take care of my child? I can do that myself. I have 3 kids and haven't and will never pay a cent in child support, and I have 50-50 custody. The fact that he even came up here and said he's going to tell her to kiss his butt and he's not paying anything is silly because the situations aren't the same. When you are doing 50-50 custody, that does mean that you are taking care of some of the things that require your time, energy, and resources. So it's not the same, but they really get upset when it comes to anything that has to do with child support. This is a man talking. He says, my estranged dad called me randomly recently. Within minutes, he complained about still having to pay $900 a month for 3 different children, my younger sister and 2 younger half-siblings. Being that I recently got divorced, he thought it'd be okay to ask me if I was put on child support. I told him I wasn't, but that I willingly gave my ex $1,200 a month for both of my kids, which is a few dollars over the state rate already. He then proceeds to brag about getting out of paying more than he does. So some of these dudes know that the daddies are some bums, but some will never acknowledge that. Todd says, if there's a tip line, he means, is there a tip line that can be called for the courts that have jurisdiction over where your siblings live? I don't think he answered that question, but Todd is like, these mamas deserve more money. So I did want to bring in a different perspective. Propane Accessory says, I've been on both sides. Let me just say, stop judging women who opt out of child support. I was judged harshly for letting my ex off easy at first, and my family did not support me. No babysitting, nothing, because they felt my ex was supposed to pay. Well, I pursued him to pay in order to get family support because they were right. It was wrong to lean on family when my kids had a dad I picked. Burb, he bust out my family's windows, sued me for funds I had given family, put assets in his mom's name. During my pursuit of child support, he traumatized everyone. His barrage has only started as my children are young. Many of us avoid support out of safety. I now have a PPO, and he has been a model citizen despite charges from the state. I do fear for my life now. I have him on child support. And guess what? He only pays like $390 for 2 kids. I'm just thankful every day that my kids are now in after school, so I don't need family or my ex-husband for help anymore. I just laugh at everyone to stop from crying because my mama was right. I had to hold him accountable. I just know to include myself in my written obituary that at least I did the right thing and held him accountable. So that's the other side of the coin, because yes, I am one of those people that say, why are you not putting them on child support, court-ordered child support? And she wanted to bring in the other side of the equation that sometimes happens. Ooh, this one. Dharma says, my sister's baby daddy, they were engaged when she became pregnant, spent around $500,000 suing her for custody when he never spent any time alone with the kid in a year. He told her he would make her spend more than she would ever get in child support. She spent over $100,000. He ended up having to pay about $15,000 a year and 95% of child care, education, and medical because he made over 20 times as much as her, and she earned 6 figures. The super wealthy use their money and the courts as a weapon. Usually the man has more money to weaponize. The courts are not unfair to men. The courts are unfair to the poor and middle class. I wanted to bring that in because, yes, even when these men can pay, they don't want to pay because they think that it is a woman's responsibility and they want to punish that woman. All right, y'all. I just wanted to have a conversation about child support. Let me know what you think about all of this, responsibilities, money, all of that, and like, comment, and share.